All right, and I am back again. Welcome to Welcome to Bag Talk Podcast. Today I have Mikayla, the cookie sommelier. I feel like I learned something. See, I
You
got it. I told you, I
did?
got it. I got it. I'm smart. Um.
That boy smart. What?
All right, let's just go ahead and jump into it. Before we get to the cookies, though, because you look like a model now. What influenced you to start working out?
What? I think working out, just wanting to strive for optimal health. You look the best, you feel the best when your body is in motion. So, just kind of finding that balance and how that works for me in my life and my schedule has just always been something that's extremely important to me. So I'm thankful that things are now coming into alignment that allow me to do that or live in that truth.
Okay. All right. And now I know you told me that your parents influenced you to work out as well because they started working out.
Yeah, so when I was in high school, my parents went through like a weight loss journey my senior year, and they both lost
Mm.
50 pounds together, and it just like exposed me to like our current reality didn't have to be our existence. We did not have to stay or remain where we were, and that having a higher quality of life is accessible. All you have to do is, put in the work. So that was a seed that was planted, and I didn't really get to maximize or capitalize on that until post grad, 2019, 2020. So, I mean, this happened like 2013, 2012,
Okay.
2013. So, there was some time before it made sense for me to put it into work.
Okay. Because I be seeing you out here. I checked your IG. You out here doing running marathons. You out here running outside,
No.
giving out all this you know what I mean. Like so that influenced you as well. So like, how is it running a marathon? I've never done it.
Oh, well, I've never run a marathon. I will say my best friend inspired and kind of forced, I would say, strong arm. She signed us up for a Thanksgiving 5K. This is, I think,
Okay, the
19, so
5K.
before
Okay.
COVID. Yeah. And so that was it for Thanksgiving. So I was training to run that. And then ever since then, like runner's high is for real. So I love to run, especially, full mobility. So running a mile, if I'm working my split, running the full 5K, running longer distances, I kind of cap it at 45 minutes, 30 to 45. You shouldn't really go beyond that, depending on what you're training for, your intentions. But I love to move my body. So right now I'm kind of really getting into dancing. It's so much fun. It's such a great
Really?
cardio, great hit workout. Yeah. So I'm finding my stride within my mobility current. But I am happiest when my body is in motion.
Okay, okay, all right. Y'all here trying to look fine. Okay, all right.
Oh
I see
man.
it. I see it. Do your thing, sis.
You're
All
so
right.
silly.
All right. So the cookies. Why did you wait? Before I get to that, did you grow up baking? Like, was baking, your thing when you was growing up, or like, did you get into it later?
Yeah. No, I mean, I've never been a stranger to the kitchen. So, cooking, baking, all the things, I would just find recipes and try them out. And there came a point where my parents started Weight Watchers and they would not eat anything that I made unless it was Weight Watchers friendly. So, I had to learn that. And then once I
Mm.
realized, like, everything couldn't fit within that box, like, my friends would just come over and eat what I would make. Like I was the girl that would make like a gourmet meal in the middle of the night, and my friends would come over, we would eat, and it would be so fun. And so when I got to college, that's not something that I put to rest. And I was able to just use it as a means to provide for myself. So it's just really cool, like the baking, like, to be able to make something out of nothing. Like, I've never been a stranger to, but it really flourished like in 2014.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and just jump into it. Why did you start your business? Making those delicious ass cookies.
Well, I started when I graduated from high school. I wanted to go to culinary arts school. I was like, I love
Mm.
food. I want to, develop the skill set that I have. But my parents was like, you can when you retire. Like, you can't do that on our dime. And I respect that. Like, I mean, first I was kind of like, dang, what? But I was like, I mean, I feel like if they hadn't made that decision, we might not be sitting here having this conversation. So when I got on campus, I was like, I'm gonna start a baking company. You can't tell me what I can't do. I hate being doubted. I hate when people try to say that I can't do something I'm fully capable
I'm the same
of.
way.
You know, it's like almost like you daring me. Like, dang, now I gotta double down. So I started selling cookies on campus, and I went home for winter break, and I had this open house, and I invited all my friends, my church family, and they placed orders, and I generated like $1,000 in like, in that weekend. And my parents were kind of like, what are you doing? And I wasn't even like nice with it at that time. Like, it was just like, I'm passionate, I love it. Like, now it's just like to see the growth. But that's really what the start was. And then it's just kind of like when you learn how to provide for yourself, it's just kind of hard to turn that off. So I never stopped. I never looked back. And it's something that my family, it's a family based business. My family is on the board, and everybody helps. It's all hands on deck. So it's been a blessing.
Okay, all right, man. So what were some of the early struggles you faced when starting your business?
Um, so when I first started, like way, way back when, I did not have a car. I did not have constant transportation, like to
Wait,
the
were you
grocery
were you riding your
store.
bike?
Just listen, just
My
just
bad.
come along. No, you're fine. I didn't have a kitchen that I could go to every week to make these cookies. Like, I really just, I'm so thankful for everyone at Tennessee State University, because I was literally asking people that I did not know, like, hey, you like cookies? I'm finna come over and bake all throughout the night. So like, these people would come and get me, and I would clean their entire kitchen, and me and my roommates would bake from like 9 to 3 a.m. And they would drop us back on campus, and I would sell cookies all weekend long. So like, this for that first year was how this all started. So just, and then it's like when you think that someone's bringing you to their house, they're bringing you to their apartment. Like, I grew up in the suburbs, so if you live in an apartment, I'm thinking you have everything an apartment has. You
Mm-hmm.
have bowls, you have mixing cups, you have cleaning supplies. These people did not have any of that at all. And I was like, what? So like, every week I would go to the grocery store and get enough ingredients, Walmart, Charlotte Pike, get enough ingredients to make cookies for the weekend. But then I would also have to buy the cleaning supplies. And then I would also have to buy the bowls and the mixing cups. And then it was like, where was I going to put all this stuff? So then I had to buy storage containers and just grow from there. So I would say initially that was some of my earlier obstacles, but even now,
Mm.
being in the business, working on the brand, like just establishing your brand story and just really like establishing your footprint within your community and learning how to expand that footprint and just doing more of what you like there's a lot of disconnects within that process. So it took me a while to kind of find my footing, but I'm blessed that I'm doing it on my terms and my way, and that I have a business community that gives me the guidance, and the acumen to be able to make the right decisions.
Okay, all right. So what separates your cookies from the rest? Like what makes your cookies stand out?
I feel like the love and the intention behind the cookies, like our cookies, you can go to a store and buy some cookies and you can eat them, chew them in your mouth, digest them. Like, our cookies are a moment. They are an experience. They are more so like, they are going to, when you eat them, you're going to remember that exact time, what you felt like, you're stopping to enjoy the essence. Our cookies can help expand people's quality of life. And that sounds like really big, but I really mean that. I mean, just think about when you're eating food that can change or take your palate to places it's never been. These cookies help establish a standard. When you eat other cookies, you're gonna think of me. You're going to think of
Mm.
Nashville. You're going to think of this time that you spent, the support that you have bestowed. And it's such a communal, the brand is alive. Like, it's so fun to become a part of it, the community that we've built around this. So it's just, when people ask, like, what makes it different? Like, I just almost want to say, just eat it, because it'll speak for itself. So.
Okay. Now, how did you come up with some of these cooking names? Let me just read off some of them because I got the list. I got the list. I did my research now. Aunt Viv,
Hmm.
Good Trouble, Half Baked, and Love Jones. That's just some of, you know what I mean? Pony.
Yeah.
Wait. Pony Boy.
Yeah.
So, what was the origin of these cookie names?
So the brand in itself, which is a part of our brand story that we don't really get to illuminate often, like Vina Cava is rooted in Black culture. And every cookie has a little piece of what we are and the mark that we have left. So, like, Good Trouble, what's another cookie? Aunt Viv with the swirl of the cookie and the brownie to represent the light skin and the dark skin Aunt Viv. Pony Boy is a literary reference, but it's for the outsiders, and the line is like "Stay Golden, Pony Boy," and that's a book that we all had to read in elementary or in high school. Half Baked, Dave Chappelle's movie. I just created that cookie under some herbal essence, and it's an amazing experience. There's so many other names. Hansberry, like, it's our oatmeal raisin that's paired with pecans, and it's named after the playwright for The Raisin in the Sun. So there's so much intention behind a lot of the names. One of my favorites is Love Jones, which is a homage or ode to both of my grandmothers. One of my grandmother's name, we call her Love, and the other is called Grandma Jones, and Love Jones the movie as well. But both of my grandmas make sweet potato pies, and they make them differently, and I was able to honor them through the cookie, and it is how they make their pies with a splash of how I would want to as well. So these cookies are definitely engineered with more stories behind than people think or would know.
So, you come from a family of cooks.
Oh yeah, they're blessed.
Just generations of, you talking about
Absolute.
two different people that's making two different pies? Okay, all right. So let me ask you this: what is your biggest failure, and what did you learn from it?
I would say definitely growing through a season of, I call it, I refer to it, of just leaving money on the table. And there's been so many times where investors have come and tried to make an equity exchange, or I've teed up relationships or events or just partnerships that would allow us to have exponential growth, but, like, self-sabotage, depression, or just me thinking that I'm not ready, and then I'll kind of not even allow that to come to fruition. So I think as an entrepreneur, these are episodes or things that we experience, and that they come in ebbs and flows, and the only thing you can do is isolate what made you feel that way and why, and kind of grow through that moment and make yourself better. Like, entrepreneurs, we are problem solvers, and so we find a problem and we back ourselves in it and make ourselves the bridge in between the solution. So, kind of like, if I call it leaving money on the table, if I miss an opportunity to really put on my brand, or for brand expansion, or just just to call a spade to make some money, I'm always like, how can I better position myself to capitalize on that opportunity when it comes back around? Or how, if I miss that opportunity, how can I nurture that relationship so even though it didn't work out right then, it's not a season that's going to pass me again? So it's like, these times, they're always happening, and entrepreneurs are always refining what we do. It's all about optimization. So it's just kind of like, you get knocked down 9 times but you get up 10. So it's like, you just have to keep going, and the growth comes from the work.
Okay. So when I met you, you've always been a positive person, an optimistic person. Ever since you was working in Southern V, when we met, I was like, she's always happy.
Yeah.
It makes me want to come. It made me want to come to Southern V more just to get some of that energy.
Oh
You
my
know what I mean?
gosh,
I
you're
don't think I
so
ever told you
sweet.
that, but I'm just being
No.
honest. Yes, just because you made me coming in there feel good. You like, hey, because you always smiling, cleaning, smiling.
Right?
You know what I mean?
No, for
Always
sure.
smiling. So, how do you stay so positive? Because I know working at a restaurant, and I think you worked at another restaurant as
I
well,
did. Yeah, I
Emily
had like three
Square.
jobs at that time. Emmy
Okay,
Square and in Green Hills.
okay. So how did you stay so positive working all those jobs and going through all that stress? Probably. 'Cause-
Yeah, I think that positivity, smiling, just that energy, that aura, that's like my default. That's where
Mm.
I'm always going to be. That's where I exist. And so people are always like, "You're always smiling. Like you never sad, you never mad," and that's not true. Like I feel like that I possess the ability to experience the range of emotions, but where my home base is that positivity. So I do have days where I'm sad or I might not feel like it or I don't feel like engaging, but like when you still see me or if you run into me on the street, I'm still gonna have a smile on my face. And I feel like, the weather is ever changing. Like change is the only constant thing that we have within our lives. But if I can do something that evokes happiness or evokes those endorphins that you feel at certain moments, like, of course, I'm going to put that smile on my face because it makes me feel like the sun is shining. When I know that I need that recharge, I know that I'm going to put that smile on my face, or I know that I have the or I have the ability to give someone that even if it's a little morsel of joy or of happiness, practicing the law of giving, and always giving something to someone when you meet them within that interaction, whether it is an affirmation, a prayer, a blessing, something tangible. And when you give, you receive. So like if what I can give is a smile, then my job is done.
I like that. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like that. That's something that the listeners can learn from. Even myself, like just stay positive and just keep going with whatever you're doing. All
Yeah, and I
right.
mean, not in a toxic sense. I do want to follow that up because I feel like sometimes will be like, "Oh, just pray about it or stay positive. It's gonna be better. Just smile." Like I'm not saying that. Like I'm definitely very in tune with self and real with self. Like things don't have to be okay all the time. Like it's okay for it to rain, because within that rain we get to appreciate the sun and it makes room for that and to experience all emotions. Like your emotional health is so important. Like I'm a big crybaby. Like I cry all the time, but it is for me it's like releasing things that no longer serve me, or maybe I need a full body reset and that's going to come in the form of a cry. So I don't want to say like, "Oh, I'm happy all the time and I'm this all the time." Like, I am like, 85% of the time, but it's okay to have those down days. Like you do need to rest, you do need to recharge, or it's okay to feel other things. But yeah, that positivity and happiness, like that's my default.
Okay, so do you do a lot of meditation? Like, do you do yoga? Because I think I saw you at what's the spot out north? It's like the yoga and juice spot.
Energy.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Okay,
love
so
energy.
okay, so you do meditation. How
Yeah,
often do you
so
meditate?
actually, I am a trained yoga instructor. I don't teach often, just because I am like full time cookie and because I'm recovering from an injury currently. But that is something that's in my back pocket. I love yoga; it's so good for the soul, and I just feel like it should be more accessible, for everyone. Yoga is for everyone, and it definitely helps maneuver, and just it makes life easier.
Okay, okay. Whoa, wait a minute.
You didn't know that?
No, I did not know you was doing yoga. I didn't know you was a yoga
Yeah,
instructor. I
I
thought you was cooking the
am.
cookies.
You
You do the
know.
little, you got the little high, look, she got the corporate job, y'all. Corporate job, y'all. She got paper. She's 1,000. No, I'm playing. I'm
You are funny. Hey,
playing.
I mean, I'm a hustler. I've always been a hustler. So, regardless, whether it's in school, whether it's, in the corporate America, whether it's in this entrepreneurship streets, yeah, I wear many hats and I love that. I love to be able to show up in different rooms, in different arenas, and be able to be my fullest and authentic self and get the job done. So, yeah, that's me.
Okay, wait. Yoga instructor? What?
Mm-hmm.
How did I miss that? Okay, so what other hats? Let's get. Hold on. Let's just go get an
Woo! Put it on
overview
the
of.
table.
Yeah, let's put it all on the table. Let's just throw it all on the table. What other hats do you have?
I mean, those are the main hats. I don't have any
Okay.
hats that you're not aware of. That was the last hat. So
Okay, what hats do
there's
you want to
nothing.
get next?
Um, I will probably kind of firm up like the holistic healer or maybe like Ayurveda or Ayurvedic practices, coach, something like within that language. I'll probably do that. I really want to become a DJ, so I'm not really still enough right now, but I would love to learn to do that. And I have an eye for design. If you guys see my setups or come to any of my markets, you can tell. So that's also something that I would love to be able to provide for people.
A DJ? Wait a
Yeah.
minute. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, I gotta
Yeah.
know. What would your DJ name be? I gotta
Woo!
know now.
I don't know. I have so many names. So I don't even want to try to craft that right now. I want to be in that season, to just be my realest self. But I have no idea. I think about it all the time, but I don't know. I don't know.
Have you DJ'd any parties or any events?
Well,
Private?
I'll curate like songs like for my classes because I like the music is a big part about when I teach, and I just realized when I was going through my teacher training that I was spending way more time doing the music than I was at my actual classes. And because like when you teach, like sequencing is in your head, and like you can have a plan, but you can only your students are really going to show you what you're going to be doing during that class. So that's when I was really like, "Ooh, I want to be DJ." And so I can, when I'm family events or if I'm on the aux, like people would be like, who playing this?" Or they're like, "Who? What you know about this?" And I'd be like, "Relax, like I know a lot." So yeah.
Wow. Look, I did not know DJ, yoga instructor, like what's next? Like cuz I know this is not it, but I'm going to get back. So let's get back to the business just a little bit. What were
Okay.
some of the early pop-ups? Cuz I know I saw you at the PSV store. I've seen you out
Yeah.
at different spots, but what were some of the earlier ones that, you went to?
I would have to shout out my cousin Quell. He would have these open mic nights, and I would just show up in the kitchen. So he would get an Airbnb and have these open mics, and I would just be in the kitchen like with cookies, and I'd be like, "Do you want a cookie?" And I think they were $1 at the time, so I was just selling cookies. So that's definitely one. Definitely, shout out to Tennessee State University because just being able to do markets there, like when I was a student and kind of understanding that space, I didn't really understand like what all entailed with doing pop-ups or having markets or being a vendor. So I was able to kind of put my foot down during that time. I'm trying to think earlier what some of those early markers would be. Definitely big shout out to my mentor, Jason Rigel, with Guidance Whiskey. Anytime they had an event, I was right there with them and, allowing that space for me to kind of understand what that looked like and how to, go out and advocate for self and, get those contracts or get those market spaces. But I do definitely hats and tips to him, because at all of his events, he always made sure there's space for me. So that's probably what that landscape looks like on those early markets.
Okay, okay. All right. And where do you see your business in like the next couple of years or down the road in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, being in Kava, I definitely see us just our whole footprint for like the whole brand just being established and alive and thriving. So what a lot of people know Vina Cava is a wellness brand, or not a wellness brand. They know Vina Cava for cookies, but it's also a wellness brand. So having that curriculum, having those community workshops, and just getting people's hands in the mix, and them learning about food and how to feed themselves and what the food is doing in their bodies, and just equipping our
Mm.
community with that knowledge, because it is so accessible, but sometimes when it's not palatable,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to be able to break it down. It's not digestible. And I know I'm throwing all these words out, but in the next several years, I would love for that to be something that we're also known for, because a lot of people know me for cookies, but a ton of people know me for nutrition, and a ton of people know me, for wellness. And I would love to fuse those worlds together, because ultimately that's what Vinicapa is.
You definitely are into wellness because I see you posting a smoothie every day. You post, look, you go for a run, you get you a smoothie.
No.
So, what type of diet do you follow? Do you follow any particular diet? Like, are you vegan? Are you like, I don't know, all these? Because there's so many people follow
Yeah,
snake
it's a
diet.
lot. Ooh, did you say snake?
Snake. That's a
Get
snake. It's
out.
called a snake diet. Yes,
What
military
is a
diet.
snake diet?
I want to say it's like peanut butter, bananas, and some type of meat. I don't know. It's just some weird combination because I don't like peanut butter.
Yeah. Oh, you don't like peanut butter?
No almond butter
Woo!
over peanut butter. I'll say that.
I like almond butter, but it is not superior. But that's okay. We can put a pin in that. I will say I'm vegan when I want to be. I'm plant based and I feed my body what it wants. And I'm so in tune with that and just understanding food. Like, I love to change my diet all the time because I like to see how food works in my body. Because if I can understand it, then I can then help other people understand it. So I've done almost everything. Well, almost everything underneath vegetarian, whether that be vegan, raw vegan, juicing, fasting, pescatarian, regular vegetarian, eat meat. I do all the things. So like once a year, I'm like, I'll eat some chicken to decide if I want to be vegetarian, and the answer is always no. So I mean, I've been in this game for 8 years. So I mean, I guess I'm a vegetarian, but yeah, I always say plant based because like if you look at me on a any given day, I could have some salmon on my plate. Like it's just however I'm feeling. If I want to be low vibrational one day, that's my business. So that's okay.
If you want to eat some hot Nashville hot chicken, that's your business.
That's my business. I want to eat that hot fish from Helen's and
What you know
not.
about that? Oh, come on now.
Come on.
Oh, you
Hey,
getting
we
me
gotta put
hungry
the
now.
people on, right? Come on. Homecoming season coming up. I need my fish sandwich. It's an annual thing. Okay.
Man, fish
So,
sandwiches, fruit teas, like.
woo! Don't get me started.
Speaking of that, wait. Are you gonna be out there with some cookies?
I am doing the Nashville Black Market on Friday,
Okay.
but my beautiful sister is getting married and I am going to her wedding on Saturday. So that's the only event that we're doing for that week.
Okay. All right. All
Well, that
right.
we're doing, but the cookies will be around. So,
Okay. Okay. So
yeah.
basically, I got to come Friday to get the cookies. Okay.
Come
I got it.
Friday, please. Yes.
Okay. All right. Dang it. Cause look. Every time I get your cookies, I eat them automatically.
Really?
Look, it was one made it to my grandmother.
Okay. Thank you for
One.
sharing. I appreciate you.
The rest.
You're like, let's not
So
talk
let
about
me
that.
right. So what are some of your favorite cookies? Like outside of yours, like what are some of your favorite cookies that you like to eat?
Oh, like other people's cookies?
Because I'm a big Oreo fan.
Okay, I love Oreos. I mean, like Oreos remind me, and they're not related, but they're related. But Oreos remind me of s'mores, which I don't know why I correlate that, but I love Oreos, and I like to put peanut butter on my Oreos, or sometimes I like to like let them get soggy. Like my favorite way, I grew up. My best friend's father used to make cookies, which is just so wild. He used to make these Pillsbury cookies straight from the tub. I'm talking Sam's Club, like industrial, because that's how many cookies he was whipping out. And would make these cookies. And I don't know what, Mr. Steve, I don't know what this man was doing, but these cookies were so good. And I would love to put them in a glass of milk and let them get like kind of go back to
Soggy.
dough. Yeah. So
Soggy.
now I'm drinking cookie infused milk, which is phenomenal. If you're not on, figure it out. And you can do it with any milk that you drink, and then you eating the cookie and it's soft and it's almost reminiscent of ice cream. It's cold, the sugars are where they're supposed to be. Like, that is the way. Everyone always is like, oh, that's nasty, oh, what is you doing? But it's like, you don't understand, that's alchemy over here, okay? And it's great. So that's my favorite way to eat cookies. I love a good shortbread. I'm always
Mm.
trying new cookies at all these coffee shops and trying to, figure out what's out there and what's good and what's not good. So I would say that was a roundabout answer. Hopefully there was an answer in there. So sorry, I went off on a tangent.
No, no, no. You are fine. Southern V has some good chocolate chip
Those chocolate chips, Tiffany,
cookies.
bless. Anything they make at Southern V, just let's take a pause because I love them so much. I miss them. Such a great place. If you never had it, y'all, just go eat, buy all their food, give them all your money. It's worth it.
She's
Not a
not
paid
lying.
ad, not a paid actress. Right. It's just good. Like, trust.
It's look. I work out, right? It was hard early on not getting a Southern V, a cookie from Southern V. It
Yeah.
was so
No, for
hard.
sure. But and now they got milkshakes, and the milkshakes is good.
Wait, what?
You didn't know that?
No.
They got milkshakes there, and it's bust down. Bust down apocalypse. Pull up.
Okay, see, you gonna make me fat. You gonna make me just be a fat ass this weekend. I'm just saying, like, cause I'm just gonna eat. Oh my god, cause you can't go to Southern V and just get one thing.
No,
You
you
can't.
can't. No, you cannot. So just it's your cheat meal. Just
Yes.
surrender to it and indulge. You don't even have to eat it all in that setting. If you could just take that's how like when I worked there, that's how I had to like navigate that space because the food is so good, but I had to realize like what the food was and how those components were working in my body and how they were not in
Mm.
alignment for what I was trying to accomplish. So like when I wanted to indulge and have that cheat meal, I would honor that and give in to those cravings. But like when I was like, girl, we don't got it this week. Give me a veggie plate. It's double greens. It might be a mac, just for some frill, put some hot sauce on it. That's enough for me. But yeah, do get it, eat it all.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I don't even know what to say after that. All right. So, mm, what question do I want to go with next? You know what? I just gonna
Yeah,
let it flow off. Forget
just
it.
let it flow.
So, how did you start infusing your cookies?
Woo! Yes. So when I was in college, my friends would just bring me flour and be like, figure it out. And I would tell them, like, I don't know how to do this. Like, I have spent a lot of money trying to figure this out. It is an expensive skill set to perfect. But luckily, I have a lot of friends. And so they'd be like, figure it out. You know how to do it. And I just was researching on YouTube and YouTube University, and I found a method of extraction that worked best for what was accessible for me. And nowadays it's a super high tech. You can buy machines and you can do all of this, but like I got a solid method that has never done me wrong. And there are people that specialize in infused goods. Like I have several girlfriends that are amazing at this, but I'm always like, if anyone comes to me, I'm like, go to them, go to them, go to them, because it's something I do for fun and it's something I do because my clientele has asked me to. But now, like even this at the last Nashville Black Market, people were like, no, these are the best. They're like, no, these is good. Like they put some respect on my name, and I was like, whoa, I did not know. So yeah, it's just trial and error. But if you're trying to get in the game or if you're just trying to learn it yourself, like it's expensive. So just consult with someone that knows how to do it instead of trying to figure it out because you'll just spend so much money.
Let me say this: when I was there Friday, and I got that brownie from you,
Yeah.
I started playing spades. Right? You know, the little spades thing going. Let me tell you. Let me tell you what this quick story. Make a long story short. I was playing spades with one lady. We won, right? Because I'm cold. You know,
Right.
I'm
He
good at it.
said. Right.
You know, I grew up with gamblers. You know what I mean? Like, so
Okay.
we played spades. As soon as that edible kicked in, I was done for. I was reneging. I was forgetting what was
You was talking
played.
across the table.
No, I wasn't talking.
Okay.
I was quiet,
Okay.
but I was reneging. I reneged. Hold on. So just to let you know who my partner was, Mike Floss.
Ah, I love Mike.
And it's the crazy
Oh,
thing. That
I
was my
know he was
first time
hot.
meeting Mike.
Oh, for real. Mike is good, people. Shout out to you. Hey, if you listening to this and when you hear this, let's stream his music, all platforms. He's amazing.
Yes, he is. But we won our first hand, but your edible
Okay.
kicked in. And I was sitting there like,
Sorry.
no, 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 it ain't your fault. I ate the whole thing. I'm crazy. Okay. Yes. Yes. Because I'm used to buying the big ones from you.
Okay, yeah.
So I was like, this ain't gonna have them. Man, it was potent.
Yeah.
So
That's
you
how. Go
so
ahead.
you definitely are putting out a superior product because I travel and I've been to LA, I've been to Denver, Seattle, Portland, like all over trying different edibles because that's mostly what I do is edibles. Yeah, I do
Okay.
indulge in, putting it in the, rolling it
The
up and
more
all that.
traditional consumption.
Yeah, put it in the pipe or whatever, but I need the edibles.
Yeah. I
Edibles are a
got
lot
you.
stronger,
Yeah, they
but
are.
your product puts me on my butt. I'm
You
telling you,
make me cry.
when I left,
Yeah.
I went straight to bed. Look, I'm driving home. I kind of like, you know what? I need to get home. I got
Yeah.
my food. It's time. It was time to go.
Go. Now I will say it's 2 times, and I'll keep these 2 little stories really short. One time, and it was last year. Woo, Lord! Last year, homecoming. I went to my mentor's event. I was just like, I almost didn't even go. I was so over it all. So I get to the event, and they're doing a toast, and I didn't have a drink in my hand. My mentor ordered a spirit. So I didn't have a drink in my hand. I wasn't about to violence. How I was like, you know what? What I do have is this brownie bite. So like, I'm gonna choose violence, and everyone's toasting, and I'm just gonna toast with this brownie bite and see what happens. And I threw a whole brownie bite back, and that whole night was just like, it was a good night. But it was just like, whoa, like, why did you do that? And second time, I went to the airport. I normally eat brownies or anything like right before I fly, just because like sitting down for long periods of time is really uncomfortable for me. So I eat a whole brownie bite because violence is what I chose, and I almost missed my flight. But not for like
Oh
running
no.
late. Literally, I was in the line. My bags had already. I went to the kiosk. And then I
Hmm.
went to the full service line instead of the bag check line, and I was just sitting there chilling. And I was like having pep talk with myself. I was like, if you miss this flight, I am gonna beat you. Like I was so upset. I was like, girl, please get it together. Like you ain't never flown before. Like you acting brand new. So yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate you for affirming that. I'm so thankful that you had a positive experience and that you like the infused products. They're so
Hmm.
fun. And hopefully for homecoming, I will have a lot more infused products available so that people can indulge.
And I will be indulging on homecoming. Look, let me tell you something. Because this is my plan. I
All
plan
right,
on
I'm
buying
listening.
I'm planning on buying some for me and my podcast. Um
Okay.
so I told you I do the anime podcast. So I
Yes.
plan on buying and just giving it to them and letting them have fun.
That sounds so much fun. That's gonna be a
Yes.
good time.
Just so they can also try your products
Yeah,
because you have
oh my
good products.
gosh. You're so sweet. I really
Plus, I'm
appreciate
supporting
you.
somebody that looks like me. You know what I
Very
mean?
much
Like,
so. Yeah. You know the person and like how that's when a food or like when you can get something that you know tastes great and you know the person who made it, like then it's just even better. So yeah. It makes a
mhm,
difference. It's so cool.
yes. So every time I see you out, you always have somebody with you. So
Okay.
how do you choose your team? Because I know you got a team. So how do you choose the right people to be around you and help you with your
Yeah.
business?
Most of the people people around me are business owners. So if you ever see me with people, they either have their own business or they're artists. A lot of my friends are artists. So just kind of keeping excellence around me at all times, and people that are masters of their craft. Just because that greatness and that excellence, the energy that it exudes, it operates in abundance and overflow. So if you can kind of create that, or you can fashion that around you, like that's only going to make you better, as you choose to receive that from your peers. So I always make sure I keep good company. I'm very, very particular about the company that I keep and just the people that I stay around, because it does have an impact on yourself. It's just kind of just like even the music that you listen to, like the words that you hear, like words mean things, and the people and their energy, like it's so important to be cognizant of it. So the people around me are amazing. I love them so much, and they believe in me, and they pour into my cup and I pour into theirs. So it's definitely a beautiful environment that I'm blessed to be able to have to fashion. And I'm thankful to be able to expand and continue meet new people, and just kind of grow out that community. But yeah, that's the gist.
All right. Well, shoot. Because every time I meet your team, they always positive. Like they're a
Yeah.
reflection of you.
Oh, thank
You know what I
you.
mean? Like they're
Yeah.
positive, like you're positive. They're smiling, like you're smiling for the most
Yeah.
part. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
and
no,
I
for
like
sure.
that. That makes me
That's
want to be
how, like,
around him.
oh, that is so sweet. I mean, it is big, like, it's a big energy thing. And I just think that people, my friends, like a lot of my friends are like that. And everyone's different and everyone has, their own swag, but like it's so nice to be able to kind of exist in that. And I mean it's important too, especially like I remember when I used to work at Southern V, and I would the coolest people eat at Southern V, the coolest, like the who's who, the movers and the shakers, the change, the activists, the artists, the celebrity, like everybody who is everybody eats there. And I remember just looking at these people, and just looking at these attributes they had, their mannerisms, and picking them apart and thinking like, dang, I really want this, or I want myself to look like this. And I remember thinking these things and manifesting these things, and it's just really cool that I can see the life that I fashion for self, that I show up as these things, like it's the big natural hair and the crystals and the energy and the yoga and the positivity through the language that I choose to speak and lead, and the gratitude and all the things, and just the swag. Like it's just so cool that it's all been fashioned from this community and to be a reflection of. So yeah, I'm on a tangent. I apologize.
No, 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 no. Go off. Look. Let me tell you something about bad talk. Get in your bag and just go.
Yeah,
You
and
hear
just
me?
go.
Just go. You hear me? So, when are you gonna start doing these classes? Because I know
Yeah.
we talked before about you doing the infused cooking classes. So, when are you gonna start doing that?
It is all under wraps, so we don't have
Okay.
any set time frame for it, but it is coming. Uh, Focus right now. It's just to get one leg in the ground, and one leg gets, then we'll put another leg down, and we'll keep trucking from there. So it's on our board. It'll probably be next year, so 2023, but you never know. We might spring up and be like, "Hey, do y'all want to learn? Like, you want to make your own butter? Like,
Yes.
hang out with me and we'll figure it out." So it's coming though, but definitely it is on our forefront.
Good. Because I will be there. I will be there on time, maybe early,
Yeah.
because I want to learn.
Yeah, I mean it's so cool because then it's just like, not to get too into it, but when you're making butter, like some of that moisture, like because within a stick of butter there is water, and when you're making butter, it's on the stove top, and that water evaporates. So then you have to understand like what is lost within that process, and what you then have to incorporate or fold in with another ingredient. So like learning that and then understanding what that batter yields and what that batter needs. So like if you're using something that needs a high fat content, or if something that needs a high like moisture ratio for the batter to exist, because like oatmeal raisin, super dry cookie. It's so dry because it's so much oats, so much flour. Now you gotta look into the protein content of
Mm,
that flour. Is it
mm-hmm.
strong enough or is it overwhelming for that cookie, right? And just understanding, like, baking is science, like to the core, chemistry to the T. So understanding how these elements are changing, and really it's just like, what product do you want, and okay, let's build it, or let's back ourselves up in that. So it's just so cool to have been able to learn this and understand it, refine it, and just really like grow with all of these processes, and to package it up so that you don't have to spend like 3-4 years of your life figuring it out. So it's all coming. But it's awesome. It's so much fun.
Okay, because look, once again, I'll be there.
Yeah, I got
Because,
you.
yeah. So if people wanted to order some cookies, like, do you ship nationwide? Is it like, answer that for people, like, and
Yeah,
also,
we do.
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was
Oh,
gonna say, do you ship nationwide or is it just like in Tennessee?
yeah, no, we ship nationwide. We do priority shipping. A lot of people like are like, dang, like the priority shipping is a little pricey. Like regular ship it to me, but none of our baked goods have preservatives in them, so we want to make sure that we get it to you in a timely manner so that you can indulge and enjoy it within its natural shelf life. You can eat the cookies, like they have like a 7-day shelf life, but then after those 7 days, it kind of takes on like a famous Amos perspective, and it just kind of shifts. It's not bad, but it's just different. And one thing that we pride ourselves off of is getting you the freshest product. Like I remember early in the days, I used to bake without receiving payment, and people would play with me, and they wouldn't come pick up their product. They would cancel their orders, so now I'm doing all this work, and I'm left, you know, without. So like even like if you say, if I'm baking something for you off cuff on house pro bono, and then you don't come get it, like there's so much, like this is such a physical process that like I'm putting my body like on the line to produce this product for you because I love you and I want to share this with you. I care about you, and then you don't come get it. I'm not even getting paid. Like, woo! So as I'm about to say, we ship nationwide. You can find our ordering form in the link of all of my social media platforms. On Instagram, we are at the real Vina Cava, and on Twitter, you can find me at Meets No Stranger. We are on Facebook as well, which is Vina Cava Baking and Company. And Vina Cava is VENACAVA. But yeah, that's how we are doing orders current. We are launching a website soon. Praise the Lord when we do it. So that will make that process a lot easier. But those are the ways that we have now.
Okay, okay. Now, do you see yourself having a store? Like, do you see yourself having a store? Like, how
I
most cookie stores, they have like a store, they just inside of a store. Do you see yourself having your own store?
Yeah, I mean, like our 5-10 year plan is to have a multi-purpose facility, so that we can serve the community and be able to produce these wonderful baked goods. So I do see myself with a brick and mortar. I just want to be smart about it and take it on, like eat that when we are ready to eat it. So I feel like in the food industry, a lot of people um, just take on more than they can chew. So I have a business degree. I am going to steward this company the best way that I know. So
All right. So, any last words? Any last words you want to leave with people? Like, no, that's it.
okay, I would just say, just go after your dreams, like your dreams, your goals. Like that's such an active pursuit. They're not gonna fall in your lap. And if if you wake up with something on your mind, it's the first thing on your mind, it's the last thing before you go to sleep. Like just make it happen. Like everything you need is within you, and you are your own key to your success. I would say in entrepreneurship, fashioning a village or a community around you will definitely make that journey so much easier. But it all starts with you. Like the power starts with you, the strength starts with you. And it's just that turn, that key. Like the only thing that separates you, this small branch from these big brands, is the work. So like if you aren't comfortable doing that, like it's time to get uncomfortable and just take yourself to where you want to be, because you can do it. And that's what I would love to leave with people, is like, I believe in you and you can do it. So just get it done.
You know what? I like that because I was procrastinating doing this podcast. Like, if I'm just
Okay.
being honest, like it took me a little while to be like, you know what? Let's just do it. Why
Yeah.
not? Just go ahead and just jump out there, do it, and just let it happen and see
Yeah.
where it can go and how it can grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I definitely agree with all you just said right there.
Thank
But
you. And I just
mhm,
want to add just a tad bit, because
mhm,
for 6 years I had three flavors and I refused to make more flavors because I didn't want to be known for being mediocre at a lot of things. When you know how to bake, you know how to do a lot of things, but I knew that I was really good at cookies. And for 6 years, I kept that to myself. When the pandemic hit and I had the time, those three flavors are now 40 plus flavors. There's probably 50 if I really sat down and counted it out. And so it's just like, you have to remember that you are blessed with these talents not for yourself. Like these talents are to be shared. And you have to remember your why. And that why, like you got to keep that why tucked, because you're going to need it at all times. And just to remember that at the end of the day, it's bigger than you. And like you got to be that person that you needed. But like your brand, your your passion, like it's definitely serves a purpose, but somebody needs that. So when you're thinking about like giving up or not doing it or not seeing something through, like you just got to think like, why was this even placed on my heart? Because there are plenty of times I'll be like, I can't do it no more, I don't know how to do the cookies, I don't know. And then someone will come and be like, this is the best thing I've ever had in my life. Then I'm like, I'm locked in. Where are we going? What am I doing? So yeah. So sorry. I didn't want to leave without saying that.
no, no, no. I'm glad you did that. People need to hear that because this can help people when they start their own business, side hustle, whatever. Those words will help. So I
Yeah.
definitely agree. But I'm glad to have you on here. Like, thank you for coming.
Of
Um,
course.
this was great. Like, this was amazing. Like, you told your story. People gonna hear it and get inspired. Cause that's why I started this podcast because I want to
Yeah.
inform people, but also inspire people. You know, because some people like, maybe I want to start a cooking business. Maybe I want to
Do
start,
it.
cooking. Maybe I want to do this. Anything
Yeah.
outside of baking. And they just need a little bit of that inspiration. I think you provided that today.
Thank you so much for having me, for creating this space, for us all to gleam on and to watch back. Thank you for your patience, because, this has been a long time coming.
Yes,
And
in the works, for months, y'all. Look, look. Let me tell you something. She is
don't do it.
semi-famous.
That
She
is a
is
lie.
semi-famous.
Woo! You are
She is known in
silly.
the city, y'all.
Oh my gosh. I will say, last tidbit is to always make space for yourself. Because like without you, there is nothing. Like without me, there is no Vina Cava. So always make space for yourself and don't
Mhm.
be afraid to ask for help. Like it's not a don't get in the I gotta do it, I'm be bad. I'm like, no, ask for help. Like, no, like it's so many of us out here. We want you to win. So I'm
Yes.
just thankful that to just have these meaningful relationships. Like we've known each other for a long time,
Long time.
and took a long time in different arenas, different aspects, and to be able to be right here sharing both of our passions, with your world and my world. So thank you so much for what you believed in and what you have saw through to fruition. We are indebted to you.
Oh, see, I'm trying to end it off with kind words, and she come back and make me blush. All right. So you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, on the Wake Up Radio, on the Wake Up Tube, Apple Music, but always come back to on the Wake Up Radio, on the Wake Up Tube. Shout out to my producer, Cindy. And we
Get
are
better,
out.
Cindy. Bye, y'all.